Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing the recent comments cited by the Bangkok Post about the Thai Prime Minister noting that Thailand could, in certain ways, avoid further lockdown. And the article is titled, again, that's from the Bangkok Post, bangkokpost.com. Article is titled, PM Outlines Vision for quote, Phuket transformation. A lot going on in there. But toward the end of the article was this little excerpt, quoting directly. General Prayut expressed confidence that if containment measures go as planned, Thailand will see further reductions in COVID-19 cases and avoid further lockdown. Well, let's definitely hope that's the case, because I got to say, if we go into any other kind of a lockdown, I have to really wonder if the economy is going to come out of it. You know, we've been in the deep freeze over here, as I've noted, since April of 2021, more vociferously than previously, more vocally, if you will. But I've been talking about this going back into March 2020, more the immigration ramifications at the beginning, but as it became increasingly clear that, you know, the economy was in a bad state, I've talked about it more and more, and I really, you know, if the thought of another lockdown is on anyone's mind at this point, I hope and pray that it's dispelled, that this just doesn't come up again. Yeah, it's always fun to be optimistic in the good times, but we really have to think about worst case scenarios here. And quite frankly, another lockdown is probably not the way to handle any of this. And we've discussed this at length in other videos on this channel. I'm not going to get into statistics and things and the overall cost-benefit analysis. We know the cost. The cost is essentially the economy. And quite frankly, we've gone through it also in other videos on here. It's really hard to decipher a major benefit that comes from these lockdowns. So I'm certainly heartened by the PM's comment, by the Prime Minister's comment, that it looks like we can avoid this. I hope we avoid further lockdown ad infinitum, into infinity. I think history will probably look back, and this is not a dig at Thailand or any other country for that matter, but I think history will probably look back on this whole period as perhaps a time of maybe a little more hysteria than when it's needed. Not going to get too negative about that, but, you know, long story short, history will definitely look back and say, probably didn't do a good cost-benefit analysis when looking at all the factors of what went into this when all this began. That said, it's water under the bridge. What's done is done. I certainly, again, to reiterate, I'm certainly heartened by the comments from the PM that we can avoid further lockdown in the future, and I hope we avoid further lockdown in Thailand for years, if not decades, to come.